Well, first of all, I just really appreciate all of you being here and covering our team. I am really, I don't know, I'm just very humbled to see everybody out there again, and it's just good to be back together. I appreciate the people that cover the sport. We need you, as I've shared with many of you before, and we just please know it doesn't go unnoticed or unappreciated, and we're growing our great game together. I am a relentless believer in what we can grow into, and I really believe in the tools that we have and what we can do. I try to be as candid as possible, but that was really poor effort on our part, poor concentration, and poor attitude, quite frankly. And that reflection is always on me as the head coach first. But we can't put on our jerseys and compete like that again. Now, I want to give credit to Pepperdine. I thought they did a great job. I give credit to Rachel, who was on our staff for the last 3 years and is now an assistant coach with them. And I thought she did a great job with the scout, and Kristen does a really good job. So give credit to Pepperdine. They outcompeted us tonight, and they out-hustled us. And ultimately, that's something we got to fix really, really fast. And we've had a lot of adversity. We have a lot of new faces. I knew that things weren't going to be really smooth and cohesive and synergistic right off the bat. I can live with that, but I can't live with getting beat on attitude, effort, and concentration. So you can count on that I will take care of that. That's on me.
Coach, what can you say about the defense? You guys gave up a barrage of three-pointers in the first half, but you seem to tighten up in the second half. What can you say about the defense?
Well, I do think we had stretches. I mean, I think we held them scoreless a couple of times for like 4 and 5 minutes at a time. We count kills, which are 3 stops in a row equals a kill. And, when we started to get on a roll with that, when you get defensive stops, it's a lot easier to get rhythm on the offensive end. And, I thought we responded well in that way. I mean, giving up 13 threes, though, I'd hope we would respond well. So I think there were some good responses. I do think how we handled some adversity. There was never panic, I will say that, in their eyes and through that what had happened. But I don't know. I that's a pretty low bar, Mike, honestly. So yes, I'm thankful we did. Otherwise, we would have lost. But the reality is that's not our standard.
You talk about really quickly IImar'I's game. She pretty much kept you guys in the
Sure.
game in the first half, and then everybody kind of came together in the second half. Talk about her performance.
Mari is a great offensive player. She is versatile. She can attack off the bounce, and I don't even think you've seen even her scratching the surface. Obviously, she got a lot of great post-ups tonight. She did a really good job on that, but she shoots the three. I think she was 1 for 1 from the three-point line. But as she gets more confident, she is a really, really good player, and we're lucky to have her on our team. She was huge. I mean, I think she had 17 in the first half and definitely kept us in it. And honestly, I think she's barely scratching the surface. By the time we get to Pac-12 play, watch out for IImar'I Thomas.
Yeah, Coach, over here. Obviously, a lot of players out for this game. First off, do you have any updates on Chantel specifically? And also, just do you think it's fair to attribute the slow start and some of the things you're talking about to obviously a lot of the new faces and the injuries, or not?
No, I don't. Chantel, I do think is close to being able to contribute for us, so we're excited to get her back. She is practicing. She's just on a very deliberate load management gradient as she comes back on our team, so I think she's really close to being able to get some minutes in games here really quickly. But no excuses. I mean, I know what we just did against Gonzaga in our close scrimmage. I know what we did with Texas with the same amount of people. It's all in your mind. What you focus on, we talk about that there's, bottom line is the thoughts that you feed are the ones that you're going to act on, and they're the ones that are going to dictate behavior. And obviously, we got to get our minds right, and then our game will follow.
And then for Coach and Charisma, Jalen Penn, a huge fourth quarter. I think she had nine points of 11, I believe, to sort of help you guys finish that one off. What do you think of her overall performance in her debut?
Well, what I love is Jay Penn's potential. She can shoot the three. She's got a great mid-range game. We play some version of one-on-one almost every day in practice, and Pen's usually one of the top 3 people every single day. She's just but she's also a really good offensive player, defensive player. And I'm really excited as Charisma and Pen grow together. They could be two of the best lockup defenders in the country. They got to choose it, and they will. But I think Pen's going to be a great player for us as the year goes on.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Coach Corey. It's definitely super fun playing with Jalen. She plays hard all the time, and she's someone I can definitely trust. And we tell her all the time to score and just look for her shot, and I think she really did that in the fourth quarter. And she's someone we can rely on to do that. So proud of how she played.
Hey, Coach. For when you came out of halftime, I think it was something like an 11-0, 13-0 run, something like that. Was it kind of just settled yourself into the offense a little bit more? And for Charisma, you were kind of instrumental getting going there in that run there. Was it something like, did you take it upon yourself, to kind of come out a little aggressive at the half, or was it, just kind of seeing what the defense was doing and kind of seeing, fitting in, where you can get your shots off?
You want to go first? Riz, and part of that, we're going to need to move Riz around a lot, and she's going to need to play 38, plus minutes a game. I got to create different looks for her. I thought we did a really good job executing out of sort of our gun set, our sort of spread court situation. Mari set her a couple of really good screens and an action, and they sort of played. These two need to develop a real chemistry in the two-person game. I think Mari can be a great screener for her, and then as defenses come out, then gives her a chance to get inside position. But we needed to get Riz going. So out of bounds plays, we got a couple of our double screen, our Chicago set, where she got a couple open jumpers there. She got to the cup. Charisma's been shooting great from the free throw line. She got herself there. So, it definitely was a conscious effort to try to get her some cleaner shots. And that's our whole team's job. That's not just Riz's job. Everybody needs to have an idea of what does that look like, and what kind of screen do I need to set, what kind of spacing do I need to create, what kind of pass fakes and deception do I use so that I'm able to get her a pass on time, on target. And we just have a lot of those teamwork things that we're not real sharp with, and instead of communicating more to help us become a better team, we sort of went into ourselves and started watching, and that's not a good way to play or learn. But it was a really important thing that we got her going in the third quarter. Most of that credit goes to her, but it definitely was a conscious effort to try to get her some different kinds of shots.
Yeah, I think in the first half, I was kind of forcing some things, taking shots that weren't the greatest shots, and I think in the second half, I kind of just reset and just played it like it was 0-0 and just tried to get myself going.
Hey, hi there.
Thanks, Sue.
It's nice to finally virtually meet you. This is Steve David with Women's Football. Wanted to ask both of you and Carissa, because you're both veterans at this point. The other night we spoke with Coach and a couple of your teammates about the progress so far, and it was said that you guys are finding your identity and you're in the process of building that. Can you maybe talk about what is that is becoming, and then what you have taken from this game that you're going to take forward to continue to build that identity?
I think we clearly are going to be a great offensive team, but we took away from this game just how much we need to improve on the defensive end and our effort plays. I definitely think that's where we need to grow, and especially considering that we're veterans, we know that it needs to happen as soon as possible.
Yeah, I agree with Mari. We definitely just need to hold the standard on offense and defense and just have a pride when we're wearing these 4 letters across our chest. And that starts with me and the other veterans on the team. This was Mari's first game, but definitely I think me and Nat can do a better job of just holding that standard for the team. But definitely moving forward, we're going to look back at the film and try to get better, and hopefully we'll improve in the future.
And then just one quick follow-up for Charisma. What's it like having Kayla always back on the court?
It's really great to have Kayla. This summer, she just came back as a totally new person, and she's just been that spark person for us, and she plays great defense, and she gets rebounds and just does all of the little things. So it's great to just have her back on the court with us this year.
Yeah, and I don't want to pass that up, Sue. I think that's a really important thing to acknowledge is her growth. And I think that might have been one of my favorite things of the night was watching her come out on the starting lineup and knowing how hard she worked and how patient she's been and how much she's persevered to put her in that position. You know, I'm really disappointed in those things that I know are under our control, but the reason I'm so disappointed is I believe in them so much. I know what they've done. I know what they want to do. And to not control those things, my real hope is that we'll remember the work we've put in, you know, that you go back and go, okay, I've put the work in, you know, I'm prepared. What got in the way? I always talk about that performance equals potential minus interferences. And our potential wasn't the problem tonight. It was all the interferences. And we got to figure out what were those? Why did we not control things that we know how to control? But I didn't want to have it go by that, you know, Kayla deserves a lot of credit for her growth. And if you had told me that she would be starting and how she would come back after opting out last year and doing all that on her own, that took a lot of self-discipline, and I'm really proud of how she's grown. Hey, Kari. I've never lost the glimpse. It's not even a glimpse for me. It's just like bright light shining on a picture that we can build and create. We can, but potential doesn't mean much. You got to choose it piece by piece. But I have lots of glimpses. I have a very clear vision of what this team can become. And just because we fell short tonight in some things, that vision doesn't change and that belief doesn't change. We just got to work harder to build that picture real fast.
I definitely don't think that the picture changed for us. I mean, we all have so much confidence in each other, and we know, like, every time we step on the court that if we play our best, like, we are pretty unstoppable. So.
Yeah, there was definitely moments where you could see that we could be a very great team. We just need to be more consistent with those moments.
Well, again, if there's no other questions, I do really want to say thank you. And I promise you that if you'll hang in there telling the stories of this team, you're going to see a great growth curve. And, you know, I really believe in who they are from the inside out. We always talk about champions are made here from the inside out. And you're going to watch our character, our work ethic, our consistency, our grit, our commitment to the defensive end of the floor. You're going to see that grow and become much more consistent. And I'm excited to see who they're going to become. But we couldn't do it without you all, and thank you so much for being here and for all the work that comes into all these people coming back. So thank you all so much, and I look forward to showing you how we grow.